What's up YouTube? I am your host, Anything Billy. On today's video, we're going to be working on a 2016 Ford Focus Titanium Edition. We're going to be putting front brakes and rotors on it, and also going to be putting rear brakes on it. And if you do enjoy my content, please hit that like button and subscribe button down at the bottom of the page. So let's get started. Like always, the first thing you want to do is you want to take the brake reservoir cap off and put a rag over it. That way when you push in the pistons, the air has an easier way to escape, and you don't mess up that one-way valve in the master cylinder. And when you put a rag over it and the cap back on it, that just keeps dirt and debris from getting inside the brake fluid reservoir. Alright, tools you'll need for this job. You'll need a ratchet with a number 7 hex bit, a straight screwdriver, possibly a pair of pliers, some type of piston compression tool. Now the back ones may have to use a different type. We'll see when we get there. And like always, no job is complete without a hammer. So what you'll have to do first here is this. We are replacing the brakes and the rotors. It's got these little pieces here, little caps that goes back here to keep water from getting into the X head or the bolts, the hex bolts. Make sure I got this thing on reverse before I get started. 7 fit snug. See, I always like to use a hammer just to tap them loose. That way I don't have to use my hand. Let's see if I can get this one here's gonna do the tough one. Maybe I'll do it on top right here. Yeah. Just a little tap. That's all I do, you know, nothing too major. You'll have to get them loose. There we go. Get the top one off. Take the bottom one off. Or that was the bottom one, this is the top one. I'll get my up and down straightened out here in a minute. There we go. Alright. Just kind of slide them out of here so they're not in the way. And I do apologize about the background noise, but they've been working on the road out here, and I think they're in the process of getting it finished up. You have this, get this thing turned here. You have this spring right here in front you have to take off. That's where the pliers come in at. These things are always a pain to get out. I don't know exactly the right way to get them off, get them out. Just pry them. I got new ones with the brakes because I got the gold, which comes with hardware. Once you get that off, it'll slip right off. There you go. Easy peasy. Yep, she was metal to metal. Now you got to take these off. Let me go grab a size for that. I kind of forgot. Alright, so in order to take this bracket bolt off, you will need a 18mm socket and ratchet. I forgot to mention that. And the tools you needed, just like the same thing. Here's where the hammer comes in, because these things are put on there pretty tight. Okay. Everything's twisting on me here. Weird, everything's moving. There we go, we got it now. like I said, prime example why you need a hammer, if you can see that. See that blue right there? That is Loctite that they put on from the factory. So that means that nobody has ever replaced, sorry about the noise outside, I'm right beside a busy highway. But what that is that nobody's ever replaced the rotors on these because it has the blue, well, what did I call that a while ago? Has the blue Loctite on there, which makes these things very difficult to get loose. That's why you need a hammer to kind of break that stuff loose. Put that on. Take the rotor off. Come on. Come on. Work it off. See? There's the bad spot on the rotor. I've already cleaned the new rotor off the camera. Brand new rotor on there. Now before we go any further, if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe to the channel, like the channel, hit that notification bell at the bottom of the page. Even if you don't want to subscribe, if you don't mind hitting that like button, that just lets me know that you was here, and that lets YouTube know that I'm putting out decent content. So now we'll get back to put this thing back together. Just put it back in reverse order you took it apart. Because these caliper brackets will only go in one way. You could probably force them in another way, but I don't know how good that would work. Now, if you want to spend time putting that on a wheel and like a brush and getting all that off, you can. It's not going to hurt nothing. I just leave it on there because it'll help keep it tight. I like taking my hammer and just hit it a few times to make sure it's tight. So this is one bracket you don't want to fall off. Go, get it tight. Alright, so next thing, you want to take the, well first we want to push the caliper back in. Go really slow. Oh, goes in like butter. Like butter. Easy. Why they call it butter, I don't know, but see? Going in pretty easy. Just go slow. That way you don't push the fluid in too fast. Can't mess up that one-way check valve in the master cylinder. Alright, that's in there good. We'll take this out. Pop this out because it's got those teeth in it. Get the new brake. Make sure it's curved with that. Now if you want to put some anti-squiller on that, you can. You don't have to. Stick that in there. These are pretty well already lubricated good enough, so we're good there. And then this one, this really don't have any hardware except for this. So you just kind of set this on here like this. Flip this around. Set that in there like so. Push that on there. Grab your 7. Just kind of get the top one started, and get the bottom one started. It may take you a few times to get it lined up, but you can feel it start going in there. Yeah, that was in there pretty good. These are only hand tied. I don't hit these with a hammer. Kind of snug them up a little bit. Let's see if I can get this in here. There we go. Alright, there's that done. See how floppy it is? That's where that front spring comes in. So we'll take this and spin it around like this. Alright. So if you'll see, there's a hole here and a hole here. That's where these go in at. Let me put this back up here. I don't know how much light you'll be able to see, but right there. Could have quit rolling and being in my eyes would be even better. There we go. So you stick them. It goes behind and in front. And there. And in front. You might want to maybe take your little hammer and kind of take it in. So what that spring does is hold that in. It goes in the hole behind here, in the hole behind here. That just keeps that from falling out. Alright. Simple enough. This is the driver's side. Let's move on over to the passenger side. I forgot one thing before we go over to the passenger side. You need to take these little plastic covers and stick them back over the hex screws there. Oops, sorry about that. To keep any water, debris, and everything out of them so they don't rust, because if them things rusted and then they round, you'll have to drill them out. So now we're ready to go on to the passenger side. Alright, so here we are. Let me move you a little bit. There we go. Alright, now we're here on the passenger side. Like the other side, you got to take these little plastic pieces out. Now, the older these vehicles get, more than likely these is being left out and they're not there no more. But I like to say if I take them off, I'm going to put them back, put it back on. So with the top, see, you really don't need a hammer. I just like to use one. I know a guy who used his hands for a hammer all of his life, and by the time he was in his 70s, his hands were so swollen up that he couldn't do nothing with them. And he said that's what happened. He said he used them for a hammer all of his life, and that's why I don't. I used to do that when I was younger until I met him, and then I'm like, nope. I think I will take some advice and don't do that no more. This side ain't as bad, but normally you want to replace your rotors. If you get one rotor, you normally want to replace both of them, because if you just replace one, you could have a vibration. You could have a vibration on one side, not the other one. It could pull a little bit. Your brake pads will definitely wear unevenly, because see, that one has grooves in it, and if I would just leave it on here after a couple thousand miles, the brakes will also have grooves in them to match. last thing to do is we got to that's the last thing. We got to put this spring back on here like so. That went into place very well. Don't forget these plastic pieces back here. Here's the other one. All right. Well, there is front brakes and rotors complete on this Ford Focus. Now we'll move back here onto the back. All right, so we have made it here on the back driver's side. First thing I'm going to do is make sure you take these plastic caps off. I've already took the top one off. Next, we'll take off this. See if I can do this without killing myself. There we go. In the front and the back's the same size. It's a 7 hex bit. Same thing. Yeah. Got loose. Might have to use a different tool on this. We'll see whenever we get there. Right. That off. Get this out of here done. The top. Okay. Now let's see what kind of equipment we're going to need here. Let's see here. Put that. Come on. Go. See if I can get this off. Let's see here. Oh, wow. What the heck? And, yep. They leave you no room. Look at that. You have no room to work. So, the reason why this is more difficult than most is because, let me bring you up a little bit, is because this is the caliper and this is the parking brake mechanism. So when you pull up on your parking brake, this actually engages for the parking brake. That's why it has this one that screws in. So what we'll have to do, it's going to be really hard for y'all to see. I may have to get y'all in a different position. Let's see if I can I don't think I have anything. Let's see, put that there. Alright, let me see if I can get you on a different position here. Alright, so I got you on this side, and see there's two little holes here and here. And what you'll have to do is you'll have to get a different kind of tool to screw in there, and I have that different type of tool. I think I showed it one more time on, I got it off Amazon. It's just a bunch of, it's just another brake tool kit. I got it off Amazon for like 60 bucks. It's got all your little pieces you need. But pretty much what you'll have to do, what you'll have to do is those two holes, you'll have to find one that'll fit the closest you can. Let's see. Like I said, this is a universal, so it don't necessarily mean I'll have one. See, that fits perfect. Perfect in them two holes right there, so don't move. Then you'll get you, you have a left hand and a right hand. That depends on which way it turns. What you do is, you close it as close as it'll go. You stick it in here like this. You got to put these. You got to put these two places and those two holes right there. That helps keep it from moving. It's supposed to be magnetized. Sometimes they're good at magnetized, sometimes they're not. Then you will slide this. Make sure you got the holes. And then you will screw this out. You screw this out until it gets tight, and then you will screw this in. It's very awkward. As you screw this in, you want to screw this out. Because what that does is when you screw this out, it puts pressure on that, push it back in. So you just screw this in, screw this out, screw this in, screw this out, screw this in, screw this out. As you can see, it's getting shorter. Just repeat the process until you get it turned in. It'll get to the point where it won't go no further than you know that you're in all the way. And if you turn this and you don't never tighten this up, that means that this is no good and you'll have to replace it. I figured by now it would already be stopped, but like I said, these are a pain. They ain't. Sometimes you got to push down on them. Oh. Come on. There we go. Sometimes you got to push down on it to get it to work. Seems like it ain't going nowhere. Yeah. What the heck is going on here? I know that ain't as far as it goes. Ain't no way. Okay, let's see here. Ah, as far as it'll go. I think that's it. I think you won't go no further. Let's see here. This up. Let's see. We're still going. Okay, what the heck? I'm gonna have to have to see something here. I know that ain't as far as that goes in there, because ain't no way. To make sure the one with the spring goes in the back, they just slide into place. This also slides in there. I'm pretty sure there ain't nowhere that's wide enough. Oh no. Nope, that ain't wide enough. So let's continue to try to get this pushed in. Alright guys, I'm going to have to pause y'all because it's could take me 5 minutes, could take me an hour, could take me 2 hours. But once I get it to start going in there, I'll bring y'all back in. So just chill with me. Alright, I finally got it to start going in. You just have to, for some odd reason, you just have to push and turn at the same time and tighten this up. If you had another hand, it'd be awesome. But that's what I've just been doing. I've just been pushing on it and turning it. Sometimes they get stuck whenever they're all the way out. You just have to put pressure on them to get them to turn. See, now it's going in there like it's supposed to. No problem. I said I told you it could have took me 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour. See, that's about as far as I can turn it. Let's see if I put the brakes on it. Let's see here. Can I? Yep, I got it far enough now that I can put the brakes back on it. Whew. Sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes they ain't as simple as the front ones. Sometimes you gotta really push. And when you put those brakes in there, make sure the one that's got the spring goes on the back. There's two in the pack. One goes on one side, one goes on the other side. The spring I'm talking about is this one. This one here goes on the back. The smooth one goes on the front. That's pretty simple. Sorry about the noise. I had to get my fan. I got hot, so hopefully y'all can still hear me okay. That's that tight. That's that tight. Okay. Now we got the new spring to put in the front. Double. Nothing's ever easy. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay, try this again. That goes there, that goes there, that goes there. Oh, it comes out. See, that's what I'm talking about. It comes out. Very weird. Yeah, there's that. It's like this thing ain't exactly made right. Alright, this is why we might have to use the old spring. Because the new spring don't look like it's going to line up right. Nope. Where is the old spring? I don't see it. Well, I guess we'll just use this one then, because exactly the same thing. It just, yeah. No, it's a little different. Look at the, see the difference? It's a little different. So, as long as you put a spring back in there, it's all right whether we use the old one or a new one. I'm going to put the, see, now that one don't line up either. Oh my goodness. There we go. There we go. We get a little pepperoni. There we go. It's in there now. It's all the way in there. That's in there. I don't think it's coming out. All right. Now we got everything tied. Let's put the caps back on the back. All right. Now let's move to the passenger side. We got one left. All right, we're over here on the passenger side rear. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into over here. Yeah. And again, I'm sorry about the noise. It's getting warm. The fans are on. that. Double check, make sure it's tight. Yep. Okay. Gonna put these plastic pieces back here for I forget. Okay. Put this piece of hardware on here. The spring. I'll try to put the new one on here. See. This is not a very good design when it comes to what you hold the brake caliper on. May have to go with the old one. May have to go with the old one. Because this one ain't lining up at all. Wonder what happens. Yeah. See, I don't like that. That don't even look right. That is so sketchy. Yeah. I'm gonna take this off with the old one back on. I don't like how that looks. Sometimes you have to make that call. I just don't like how that looks. We'll put the old one back on, see if it looks any better. It goes there and there. Here. Oh. It's a bad design altogether. Come on, man. You gotta get on there. Come on. All around bad design. Let's hold it on the spring here. I can get in the corner. Oh my God, come on. There's that. Let's see if I can get this bottom one over here. Come on. Yep. There we go. There we go. See? That just looks better than the other one. Alright. So that's on, that's on, that's on. Alright, all thing left to do is put the wheels and tires on it. Take it for a test drive. And the last thing you want to do before you take it on this test drive is make sure you put the brake reservoir cap on and make sure the brake fluid is full. Alright, welcome back to this 2016 Ford Focus test drive. First thing you want to do, since we've done a four-wheel brake job, is you want to gently tap on the brakes until they get pumped up. And boy, this one didn't take very long. She's tight. Alright, let's give her a start and get her out of the bay. After you get the brakes pumped up, the car started, just kind of pump on a little bit more. That way make sure you got a good stiff pedal. Now, since the back calipers was also part of the parking brake, We're not all going to be checking the regular brakes. We're also going to be checking the parking brakes as well. So we'll put it in reverse and easily back out of the garage. And lightly tap the brakes as we go back, just to make sure that we have brakes. Now you're still going to hear a scrubbing sound because of the rust on the back rotors, but hopefully they'll eventually get wore off. So now we're going to come out here to the flat. We're going to pull up the brake, give it a little gas. Oh, she sits down pretty good. Put it in reverse, go in reverse a little bit. Does pretty good there, yep. All right, let's go forward. Also want to do this a couple times just to make sure that just we had to turn those in, that they are not getting stuck, which they're going pretty good. All right, let's take her out for a test drive. All right, so as we turn in here on the road, we're going to listen for any squeaks, any squeals. We're going to see if we feel any vibrations in the steering wheel or in the pedal. Make sure it don't pull left or right, because if it does, then we got a caliper that is sticking. And more than likely, if the pedal shimmies, it's because the back brakes are not, well, the back rotors are not smooth, because we didn't change the rotors. Also, while you drive, just go ahead and listen for anything else. See if you can hear anything, vibrations, feel anything like that. You know, that way you can, like I said during earlier the video, you know, if you feel anything or see anything that you might want to tell the customer, you know, you can. So far, everything's smooth, just the way you want it, just the way you like it. Alright, as I turn in here onto the road that the shop's on, I want to thank everybody for watching this video. I hope my videos are educational. And if you like this video, check out this video up here on the screen. And until next time, bye now.